This is Module 6, Lesson 7. Read the objective while I read it as well. I can name points using coordinate pairs and use the coordinate pairs to plot points on a coordinate system. So don't forget, these are our coordinate pairs. The X and the Y go inside here. And then to use the X and the Y to plot a point. So let's start out with our fluency practice. You're going to name the parts of the coordinate grid. So let's go ahead and start. What is this axis called? Write it on your paper. It is the X axis. What is this line called? This is called the Y axis. Now, what measurement does this, where they meet right here, what is that called? It's a 90-degree angle, correct? Now, the lines that intersect at a right angle are called what types of lines? The lines that intersect at a right angle are called what types of lines? That's right, they're called perpendicular. Perpendicular lines. Now, name the coordinate pair for this spot in this coordinate system. What is the coordinate pair for right here? It's 0, 0. And then what else can we call this point? What is the other name that we call that point right there? We call it the origin. Now, the next part of our fluency is to find the missing number on the number line. So, line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4. I want you to go through and I want you to label these number lines with the numbers that are missing. Come back and check your work. All right. So the rule here is we're counting by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Count by fives is the rule. Then we have here, this starts at 0 and goes to 1. So 0 over 8, 1 over 8, 2 over 8, 3 over 8, 4 over 8, 5 over 8, 6 over 8, 7 over 8, 8 over 8. Then line 3 starts at 0 fifths. It's cut into fifths. 0 fifth, 1 fifth, 2 fifth, 3 fifths, 4 fifths, 5 fifths, 6 fifths, 7 fifths, 8 fifths, 9 fifths, 10 fifths, 11 fifths, 12 fifths, 13 fifths. So the rule is it increases by fifths. Then here, when I looked at it, I went, oh, it's cut in half. So a half, 1, 1 and a half, 2, 2 and a half, 3, 3 and a half, 4, 4 and a half, 5. All right. Hopefully you did well. We're moving on to the next part of our fluency, which is name coordinates on a coordinate grid. So what you need for this, it says, hold on, you need template 1 in your packet. Can you find template 1 in your packet that was sent home? It looks like this. Your packet is part of your problem set. So your template 1, it's in the back of your problem set. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to write the coordinate pairs for each of these points on the coordinate system. So let's see if you can go through and name the coordinate pairs in each of these coordinate systems. Go ahead and try and come on back and check your work. All right, so I went through and I labeled our points in our coordinate grid. All right, so I labeled the x-axis and the y-axis to begin with. Then I went through and for my x coordinate, I used pink, and my y coordinate, I used blue. Now remember, you always go straight across before you go up. So A is 1, 1. That's the directions on how to get to point A. The directions to get to point B, you go over 3, up 1. C, you go over 4, up 3. D, you stay at the origin, it's 0, 3. And then E, it's 3, 0. Now, the next coordinate grid, you're going to have to be a little more savvy about this, because this is going to have fractions inside of it. So what I want you to start off with is, x axis, and then y axis. Now, you're going to have to look very carefully to find the lines within the coordinates grid. Let's see. You're going to have to look real carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's cut into fourths. Let's see if that same pattern continues. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is a fourth, this is 2 fourths, this is 3 fourths, 4 over 4, 5 fourths, 6 fourths, 7 fourths, 8 fourths. Here's 9 fourths, 10 fourths, 11 fourths, 12 fourths. So now let's see how this one is broken up. So it looks like it is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is broken up in fourths again. So why don't you go ahead and label the y-axis just the same way as I labeled the x-axis. Then I want you to go in and I want you to give the coordinates, the coordinate pair for each of the points. So this activity right here is going to take us right into our concept development. So go ahead and label and create your coordinate points. All right. Hopefully you were able to continue labeling your y-axis correctly. So we ended off with E. So let's go to F. Point F is 2, 1. G is 1 and 10 fourths. Or you could write 1 and 2.5. H, you're going to start at the origin, go straight up to 6 fourths, or you could write it 0 and 1.5. Then we have 0, because we always start on our on the x-axis and we go up 0. Oh, I think I just wrote that backwards. Oh my gravy. Let me fix that right now. Okay, I just went back and fixed it. I don't know what I was thinking. 7/4, you have to go over 7/4 and you're going up 0. So it's 7/4 and our y coordinate is 0. Or you can write 1 3/4 and 0. All right, we have one more part of fluency today, and that is going to take us back to this packet here where it says the application problem. Now, if any of you have ever played the game Battleship, this is very similar to Battleship. So in the game Battleship, you have points. You put little markers on a grid, and the other people have to try to guess where your coordinates are in order to sink your battleships. So the captain of a ship has a chart to help him navigate through the islands. He must follow points that show the deepest part of the channel. List the coordinates the captain needs to follow in order he will encounter them. So, in order to navigate out, we're going to start here. So, let's look closely. So we always start on our x-axis. Then we have our y-axis. Right? All right. So the ship must start at 5 and go up. Oh, these have halves. This halves. So this would be 1.5 here. And this is a half here and a half here and here. So we have to keep that in mind as we go through this. All right, so 5, we're going to cross 5 and we go up 1.5. So over 5, up 1.5 units. Then B, we're continuing on. We have to go 3.5. We're going over 3.5. And we're going up 3. Now our next point is we have to start at the origin and go over 2. And then we're going up to 4.5. Okay, I want you to do 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, and 6, and then come back and check your work. Okay, let's see if you got them. Did you get 4, 6, 4, 6? Did you get 5.5? 5.5. Oh, I think that's 6. No, it is 5.5. 5.5 over 7.5. And then 7.5 up to 9. All right. So that's going to help us develop our concept for today on Module 6, Lesson 3. This is Part 1. I will start Part 2 in just a moment.